The Parent Trap. So, like my Freaky Friday series of reviews, I'm going to be reviewing these. I actually really enjoyed making those videos, so I thought it'd be fun to talk about some other movies similar to those I've never seen. You know, and they're similar ways because they're both Disney movies that got remade, and they're both about siblings that switch places. And yeah, this movie's a fun movie. I'm actually surprised how much this held up, because I've never seen either of these movies, but I thought I'd enjoy this one. I know this one came out in the 90s, right? So I thought I had a feeling I'd like this one. I did not think I would like this one, because I hated the original Freaky Friday. Just a garbage movie that just does not hold up at all today. If you like that movie, that's all cool and all, but you do need to look in the mirror and be like, alright, is it just nostalgia, or do I actually like this movie? Because it's not great. This movie actually did hold up. I mean, it still has that 60s feel to it. I had some issues with the movie. One is the pacing. This movie's too long. Just absolutely too long. But it's like 2 hours and 9 minutes. This movie only needed to be like an hour and a half for how much story is actually here. You know, and it's weird because the stuff that you would feel should feel longer, like them at summer camp and meeting, actually is pretty fast paced, and then they move on to them switching places, which is kind of the concept of the movie, which is a great concept for a movie. You have two siblings who were separated at birth. Each one of them is living with the opposite parent, so one is living with the dad, and then one is living with the mom, so they both want to meet that parent that they've never met, so they switch places, and then semantics ensue, basically. It's a fun movie in that sense, and I really enjoyed that. And, you know, it's got a great cast to it that gives a lot of life and energy to it, you know, and it's a good time. I just think my only problem with this movie is, again, that pacing. And also just, it does feel very 1960s, but it is part of the length of it being like that. I don't feel like they would have made this movie as long as it is now. Though, how long is this? Okay, so this one's these are actually the same exact length. Actually, this one's a minute shorter. Very shocked about that. You would think this one would be shorter, but still, I enjoyed this movie. I'm surprised how much it held up. It was fun. It had a great cast to it, great vibe and energy to it. It was also a Disney movie that I really enjoyed the edgier sense of humor in it too. You know, a lot of these older Disney movies are very sanitized. They feel like, you know, they're family movies, so I kind of get it to an extent. But even then, it's like, you know, nowadays when we make family movies, even though we don't make a lot, there's usually something for the adults to get out of it, right? Where these older Disney movies only feel like they're made for children. And you know, and it feels like they're made to be played at like Christian schools or whatever, where they can't really watch anything that's not 100% PG, G rated, right? You know, I'm not saying that these movies need to be like PG-13, but, you know, this movie does have an edgier sense of humor that's appreciated as someone who's older watching the film. And, you know, it's got a cleverness to it. And, yeah, I just really enjoyed this movie. Had a great time watching it. Really happy that I decided to check this one out. And I'm curious what year this came out. But, thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.